Well, top of the morning to you guys. I'm Solo Man here. And you know it's Christmas Eve. Whoa, yeah, I'm a bit excited. I wonder when Santa's gonna arrive and what color they're gonna be, or she be, or he be, or gender neutral be. Well, I suppose this person won't be able to have a sleigh with reindeer because that would be animal cruelty, of course. I mean, they're persecuting poor Rudolph because he's got a bright red nose. I mean, it's a slight defect and people are, laughing about it. That can't be done. That's no good. Hey, in just a minute, they're wrapping their gifts what with? Paper. Paper comes from trees. You cut down trees just for Christmas? No. Hell, I never really realized how bad Christmas was. And have you heard some of the traditional Christmas songs? They're a bit racist and homophobic. And they're trying to lock us down for Christmas here. I live on kind of a hill here, and they got a helicopter flying around, and there's sharpshooters all on top of the buildings here, so if anybody steps out there, fucking toast. But I know a back way out of here. So what I get to the family do wounded and bleeding, I'm still gonna be there. Of course, on a serious note, I hope you guys out there have a damn good Christmas day. And just do what you normally do and have, your friends and family have a good day and maybe a few arguments, of course, but never mind. Stop listening to these crybabies out there, and we all know where it's coming from, don't we? The loudest people on the planet and the biggest moaners on this planet are all femons, aren't they? But I myself am going to try and have a decent Christmas day. Now, I've got an outfit. It isn't one of those ones with bubbles and red and everything else. It's kind of a cowboy-type outfit. It's Wrangler, mostly Wrangler. Wrangler jeans, Wrangler shirt, a nice big belt and big belt buckle, and I might even wear a cowboy tie. No cowboy hat, though. That's, I think, a bit too much. Of course, there will be some youngish femons there. Not that young, but a little bit young. It might trigger them, I'm trying to be a real man. But let's take a little bit of a closer look at the new, improved, modern femon, shall we? You know, that femon who hasn't got the patriarchy holding them back. And from what I've seen, most of them are all stripping off for money. They're sleeping with loads of men pretty well all over the place. And they're all dressing and looking like whores. So now they don't have any rules or regulations on them, and this is who they really are then. Makes you wonder that in some of these other countries that we know of, there's a few more rules and regulations on femons. Maybe they know something we didn't. So far as I can see about femons being out in the open and everything, they're one-trick ponies, aren't they? And I see these very young femons, even in my family, who can't wait to get the makeup piled on, their skirt yanked up, and get out there sort of whoring. Maybe I'm using the wrong word there, do you think? But it explains it really well to me anyway. Well, maybe just advertising what they have for sale. They don't seem to have any real built-in sort of morality, do they? Because they have no shame at all. They obviously don't realize what they're showing men what they really are. And it's not a good look for them, is it? And I don't think man has changed all that much. Most men like to go with the easy femons so they get a piece of ass, but they don't want to marry them or be with them that long. And I remember many, many moons ago when the most valuable thing a femon had was her virginity, which made that femon valuable. But that's gone by the wayside like the dodo. And if a femon usually says she's a virgin, it's bullshit. And third-wave feminism has been the biggest contributor to showing men nowadays what the real true nature of a femon is. So what's more expensive and valuable? Is a mongrel dog or a purebred? Well, it's pretty obvious the answer, and we all know why. And because of the promiscuous lifestyles of femons nowadays, who go with hundreds and hundreds of men, pregnancies are down, and the ones that do go full term don't always have a healthy baby. And a lot of them seem to have a rare genetic disorder. So it seems without any check and balances on femons, they will all become mostly whores. I mean, we saw that in the fall of Rome, didn't we? And I know what it was like. I was there. Yes, that's how old I am. And you don't have to be all that intelligent to see that femons are destroying themselves. They've always tried to destroy themselves, but man has been there to help them and to stop them. They were the check and balance sort of thing. But as we know, they don't need no man, and men aren't stepping in anymore. And I, for one, don't feel sorry for them at all, because they've done it all themselves, haven't they? In a very short space of time, we've come a long way, us men, knowing the truth, that femons are not sugar and spice and everything nice. And for those men who still think femons are sugar and spice and everything nice, and she isn't like the rest, take your goddamn blinkers off. The modern femon is acting in such a way that they have less advantages in society than they ever have had, and it's only going to get worse. The modern femons wants to go out and ride the cock carousel for 10-15 years, and then all of a sudden she wants to get married and have children. Then she tries to hide her past to the men, of course, and butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. The trouble is, guys are not as stupid as femons think they are, and more men are waking up every day. But of course, femons really haven't changed all that much in hundreds of years. They lie and deceive, and that was all right when they were in the shadows. But now they're out in the open, and man sees the deceitfulness every day. You see, for me, all through my life, I've never ever trusted a femon 100%, because I knew their nature many years ago. Femons have always been delusional, and they don't realize that they're actually showing men how uncaring and dishonest they really are. They think it's empowerment, and yet they don't realize they're devaluing themselves every day. And all these different sites where women are just stripping off everywhere. These femons obviously think they're dealing with men that are sex-hungry, and they just need to mate with the femon. Well, that might have been true way back in the caveman days. But it does go to show that femons are just one-trick ponies. Man has evolved. Looks like femons haven't. So if you think about it, when a femon has a long-term boyfriend or a husband, she doesn't like him going out with his male friends to, say, a bar where there's quite a few attractive femons there. And we all know that. But do you know why she doesn't like it so much? Because she knows what she would do in the same situation. Ah, the penny just dropped for another man. Well done. Now you guys have a damn good Christmas day, and don't drink too much, right? Because you know what happens when you drink too much? You get mouthy. Actually, so do I. You take it easy, guys.
Ho, 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 bend over, Prancer. I'm coming through.